Before I start this video, let me make this clear. I am not a Trump supporter by no way, shape, or form. But I must say the government shutdown and this possibility of food stamps being cut could be a positive. Let me talk about it. Good morning, YouTube. Hope you guys are having a great start to your morning. Welcome back to my channel, NC Tough TV. I'm back in the game with the video. So let's just jump right into this commentary. So this morning, I want to talk about the government shutdown. And one of those affected by this shutdown are people who receive government assistance. Now, food stamps is very prevalent in every community. They shouldn't just look at it as if it's just a one community thing. Everybody in the world, every race has a certain percentage, even though there may be higher percentages in each race that govern government assistance, and some of them need it, and rightfully so. And I get that, but I have to say that one positive that could come out of cutting food stamps and monitoring people that just sit back and just live off the government, especially in our community, would be the simple fact that now it challenges us to get out and get something. Far too many times you see our people become complacent on just receiving government assistance, and it doesn't give them the drive to go out and want to get a college education. So if they're not going out to go get a college education or trying to even work, it doesn't give the children in that household any motivation to do much either. They are looking at the ways and the actions of their mother and of their father. So you have to look at that situation as a positive in a sense. And I think that that could lift up the community, because the one thing that my grandmother said, she said a long time ago, she said, you know, government assistance and welfare has been the most damaging thing that could have ever happened to us, because it kills our drive to not want to go out and get something. We don't want to strive for the stars. We don't want to do anything but to live off the government. And they look at it as, hey, I don't have to do much. I can just sit back. And it makes them feel like they got it made. And I think it's time out for that. So I have to, in a sense, agree that maybe cutting food stamps would help our community strive for the best, and every community strive for the best, but especially the lackluster performance that we have within ours, because I come from the hood and I've seen it time and time after again where single mothers, they don't want to do anything, or if they even have the father in the home, they sit back and just chill and wait for that check every month. They go get their nails and hair done. They go and do things that are not pertaining to the child. And the child is walking around in a dirty pamper. And I got tired of seeing that. So I used to start calling people out. I was like, look, you need to start, instead of trying to get that weekend bag and those weekend heels and cooking all these state-of-the-art meals for that dude that's laying up in the crib, and your child is walking around here in dirty pampers with no socks or shoes on. You know, I also think that, you know, yeah, people need it. Some people out there need it. And I think that they should continue to get it. But those who abuse the system, it should be something in place where they're limited to what they can buy. They're limited to what they can do. I think that if you are on welfare, there's a certain percentage of time that you should be committed into looking for a job, and that it should be monitored that you're actually progressing, trying to do something. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to look at this video and saying, oh, well, some people are not in that predicament. They got to stay home with the child. They got to do this. And I understand that. And I'm not saying that I don't. But what I'm trying to say is that the welfare system causes people, in a sense, mothers and fathers, to not be a great example for their children because they get complacent with living off of welfare, and there's nothing else that they want to do, which keeps us from progressing, which keeps us oppressed. And I think that welfare is a sense of oppression to some. So I have to, say, hey, this may be a good thing. And nowhere near am I sitting here supporting Trump. But I do think that this would be an eye-opener for those women and those men that sit back and live off the government and do nothing for themselves nor their children. And they depend on it. And I think they should depend on them. Start uplifting themselves into a situation and propelling their children to understand that, hey, this is where we started and this is where we're going to end up. And when the child sees that their mother and their father fought from a certain place to life to get to a higher place in life, it really gives that child that same energy in most cases to want to accomplish the most because they've seen their parents work hard. Now, I think that the government and they need to really monitor this and not cut those who really need it. And they shouldn't go to this box method that I've seen. I don't agree with that box method. I think that that's demeaning and that can present certain challenges that would be very difficult to sustain. But at the same time, I think that this can really lift up and pull us up if we are challenged. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this, and that's fine. But I've always felt, and I stand on the premise, that welfare was the worst thing. And Malcolm X said this, and a lot of others have said this, that welfare is the worst thing that could have happened to our community because we don't want to do nothing else. Some of us, because some of us have climbed out of that welfare bucket and we got to where we needed to be. But then you have a certain percentage that wants to stay and get their nails and hair done and get those Jordans and get that bag, go to the club, and then their kids are not properly taken care of. So, yeah, I agree with this stance that, food stamps should be cut in a sense to affect change and positive change for our community. And with that said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you like this video. Definitely share this video. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified of when I drop my next video. Gone. Now, one thing that I want to clear up and clarify, and I think that needs to be voiced in this video, is that I don't believe that the government should abruptly cut food stamps. I think they should give people time to adjust to what's to come. But we know how the government is. When there's a shutdown, things start to take place immediately. But for the sake of the kids, we would hope that they would give certain people, not certain people, but all people that may be affected by this, the chance to be able to find and seek the right employment or the right resources to be able to overcome it and not be at a stance where they can't feed their children, because the children are very important. So I just wanted to say that and implement that at the end of this video. God bless.